Here's the bombastic Batman. I'm so thankful I never came round to trying to do a custom of this. There's been many customs of this figure, although this appearance only happened once in the comics. It's in the issue where Spider-Man removed his symbiote costume and was left without anything on, so he was given an old Fantastic Four costume to put on, and a paper bag to cover his face since the Fantastic Four doesn't wear any mask. And even though he only appeared once as Batman, it's kind of an iconic appearance that has lasted through time, just like the Spider Armor Mark I and Cyborg Spidey. Anyways, here's the figure in the clamshell with the artwork of Batman on the card back, and here's the back of the packaging with a short bio. Let's get the figure out. Check it out, no visible damage along the inner side of the clamshell. Here's the clamshell out of the packaging. Let's get the figure out. Here's the figure out of the clamshell. The figure comes with a pair of fists, wall-crawling hands, and a kick me post-it note. The wall-crawling hand is just the same as the one that we normally get with the other Spidey figures. And here's the kick me piece of paper with a pack at the back to be attached to the figure. And that's it. It didn't come with a pair of web shooting hands. You can use the one from Negative Zone Spidey though if you have one. For appearance, he's pretty much accurate to how he appeared in the comics, with the paper bag on the head and shoeless feet. The paper bag is sculpted quite decently, really rectangular-ish, and you can see the eyes painted within the holes. And in case you're wondering, there isn't an unmasked head inside. It's just supposed to be like this, not supposed to be taken off. Yeah. One thing that irks me about the figure are the feet. Look at how high the feet goes. This is really high and kind of looks abnormal. You can see the blue paintwork going down the feet, just like in the comics. At the bottom of the feet are some sculpted wordings. And I thought the toes are quite decently sculpted, although you can't really see the nails, but I think overall it does look quite decent. From the front, the feet does look kind of okay, but from the side, you can see how high it goes. Anyways, look at the feet from Weapon X. The feet is so much lower and better proportioned compared to this feet over here, which goes up so high on the ankles. For articulation, the head is able to look up only this much and down this much. Able to rotate all around, of course. Arms go up this much to the side. Bicep swivel. Double hinge elbow joint, not pinless. Wrist swivel and hinge. Ab crunches forward this much to the front and not much to the back. Waist swivel. This amount of split, this amount of Van Damme split, about the same range as Pizza Spidey. Legs go up to the front, this much. Thigh swivel. Double hinge knee joint, not pinless as well. Ankle hinge and pivot. Decent enough, I guess, in terms of articulation. It's definitely lacking the shoulder butterfly joints. For comparison, here's Mr. Fantastic and here's Japanese Spider-Man. These two are almost exactly the same body mold, except that this one is a retool of Mr. Fantastic. Because at the back, there is the hole over here to insert the kick me sign, whereas for Mr. Fantastic, he doesn't have the hole. So I really don't understand when they release Japanese Spider-Man, why can't they just use Mr. Fantastic's body whereby it doesn't have the hole instead of using the one that they are going to use on the bombastic Batman. It's really an eyesore to see this hole over here. But of course, for my Japanese Spider-Man, it's even worse because of the missing web lines. Do check out my review of my Japanese Spider-Man figure. Link is in the description below. So yeah, the arms and legs on the Japanese Spider-Man is of course different, but the torso is actually the same for these two, both of them having the hole at the back. So the sign can also be attached on the Japanese Spider-Man. And one more thing about the arms of the Batman is that it can easily be taken off, just like Mr. Fantastic over here. Both their arms can be pulled off quite easily. The 4 on the Batman is actually slightly bigger than the one on Mr. Fantastic, and the shade of blue is slightly lighter than the blue on Mr. Fantastic. And one more difference in paintwork that kind of irks me is that the black on the Batman figure is glossy at the forearm, belt, and also around the neck, but the fist is matte black instead of being glossy. And the difference is quite obvious. Like, why can't they just make it all the black to be matte, just like on Mr. Fantastic? Here's Batman with Renew Your Vows Spidey and Amazing Fantasy Spidey, Iron Spider and Future Foundation Spidey, and Retro Spidey and Pizza Spidey. So yeah, the two things that irk me the most about the figure is the feet being kind of big, and also the paintwork on the fist, which is matte black instead of matching the glossy black on the rest of the figure. Overall, the figure still looks kind of okay, quite a decent figure and an iconic appearance of Spidey, so it's definitely one for the collection. And thankfully, it is not the same price as the 60th anniversary Spidey figures. Thanks for watching. Do check out my other review and videos at my channel.